I mean, for me, I don't know if I'm like jaded, but I feel like the evidence speaks for itself now. Like, something's
Yeah,
not right.
yeah, 100% agree.
Like, I'm not saying there's like a umbrella unleashed the T virus behind behind our house in Sheffield, but
No.
something was going on.
All right, we back?
We back.
Right, so we did a little collaborating about what to do here,
Yeah, we touched
and
base.
we've decided that we missed an entire place.
Yeah.
Wow, he sent that rock flying. What a monster!
Hello.
Hi. Comes in, gives you a little kiss, leaves. The Peter Griffin creepypasta. Should we make a Peter drowned?
Yeah. Maybe
you
not.
know, you know the Ben drowned, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I, no joke, tried to rewatch that recently just to kind of see if there was anything to it. Oh my god, it's so boring.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't even explain. Like, it's something like an hour long, and did this just unlock this door, or was there a chest or something?
Uh,
I think
I
it
don't
just
know.
unlocked the door.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll have a look though. Yeah, nothing, nothing. I tried to watch it, mate, and it's just any normal person in any of the situations that happened with that game would have just gone, "No, that's weird," and reset the game.
Yeah. I, well, I guess it's written by
A child.
children.
Yeah, it must be. Mate, there's like one point where he describes how this feeling of unescapable dread and like despair to the point where he felt depressed. And it's because the game reloaded from a black screen into Castletown, which is like the main area, and no one was there. It's like that was the inescapable dread for like a uni student. That no one was in. There was no NPCs. Weirdest.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not even slightly scary. It's just so painful. Okay, so shall I come back as a child? Because we need to get past um, Papazora anyway, don't we?
Yep.
Right, let me do this before I forget. Um, because we've got Zora's Ruto's letter, which is awesome. Such a good item to get. I also I tried to watch some of the big game creepypastas, and they're just, oh my god, they're so bad.
Like what? Which ones?
Sonic.exe,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm with you.
Ben Drowned. I feel like there was another one I watched, but I can't remember what it was. And I'm just sat there because I was farming Wyvern to upgrade a new item I got that had like 15 speed. I was like, hell yeah, get 19 speed on that bad boy. But while I was doing it, I thought I'd just have something on in the background, and Jesus Christ, it was boring, mate.
Yeah, we used to love doing that, didn't we? Putting the little the creep passes on and just playing like RuneScape or something.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good because if you're only half paying attention but enough to kind of understand the plot, then it's cool to have. Oh, I forget it's nighttime. It's cool to have like an interesting story going on in the background. Because I think we used to listen to creepypastas that were based in reality, so like they were like a creepy story that happened to me rather than Sonic.exe where Sonic is actually a being called X that's taken Sonic's form and hunts people down in real life.
Yeah, it's just mental, isn't it? It's like if you don't have some sort of like I get you have to have some like suspense of belief, but it needs to be somewhat like understandable.
Yeah, it does. It needs to be slightly relatable so that you can understand the horror. Because if the main character is just an idiot that immediately decides, oh, I'm not going to turn the game off when things are getting weird. I'm just going to keep, even though I feel like something's now hunting me, I'm going to keep playing the game. It doesn't make any sense.
Like every horror movie ever.
Yeah, literally. And I was talking to my mum about our, what's it called? Our own conspiracy theory. I think we should talk about that on the channel because that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, it'll haunt you. Haunts
It,
me.
yeah, well, this is it. Anyone with any sort of sensible reaction to things will do what we did. So I'll start the story. Basically, we were in our old house in Sheffield, in Crooksmoor, right?
Big up, crooks.
And Joel was outside having a smoke, and I was inside, and we were just having a chat. It was getting dark, I believe. I think it was getting towards nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't completely pitch black, but it was pretty dark outside, from what I remember. And basically, we started hearing this very strange rustling. Like, do you want to describe the rustling?
Um, it sounded like something really heavy, kind of like walking through the bush, because there's like bushes on the other side of the wall, right?
It was like probably about a 4 foot drop with a 2 foot wall. So like a 6 foot drop. So anything human sized would be hidden by that wall.
Yeah, it's just making like rustling sounds, but it was far too large to be like, I don't know, like a whatever, like a cat or something, you know. It was human sized. It was big.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely felt like something was there. And as we were. Wait, where am I going again? There was something we could get here as a kid, wasn't there?
Yes, it was the child right chest. It's called. If that helps at all.
Child right chest. That was the one that we needed the fire for anyway. Okay, I'll leave here. Yeah, so basically after that, we kept hearing it, but it wasn't like an animal really, because an animal just kind of makes like incoherent noises. It just kind of makes a noise and randomly does stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This felt kind of very purposeful, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the part for me was I didn't even notice the sound at first. I was too busy, chatting away. But it's a part where you told me, like, did you hear that? And I was listening, we could hear it. And as soon as we kind of stopped talking, it stopped.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was like, oh, that was weird. Must have been nothing, right? When we start talking again, it starts making the noise again.
yeah. Like a very purposeful rustling that kind of felt like it was maybe getting closer. It was very, very strange. Like it was just a small bush, but something was reacting to us in that bush.
Yeah, it was definitely, whatever it was aware that we were there. And it seems like it was moving only when it thought we were busy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, where was I going as a kid again? Oh, I remember, Zora's Domain. Yeah, and then so from there, it keeps happening. We keep kind of listening out for it and listening for it to make a noise, and it wouldn't until we started doing something. And so we eventually just said, right, let's just get inside and lock the door.
It got
'cause
really loud. It got
it did.
really close.
It got very close to the point where it actually kind of worried me a little bit. It worried me that something that wasn't announcing itself was getting closer. So I think we just said, right, let's get inside and just lock the door. Lock the door. Stay inside. I don't think we went because the weird thing about it was we'd never heard that noise before or after that event.
Yeah,
It's
just
one
a singular event.
Singular event, one day, only time it's ever happened. So then we went inside, and I don't think we went out again after that. We just after that day, the rest of that day, we were like, we'll just stay in. And then the next day, things got weird, didn't they?
Yeah, crazy.
Like, do you want to describe what happened there?
So we had a little wake up next day, no problem. I don't remember how we discovered it. I think did we go outside to like walk to the shop or something? Was that? I think
I
we
think
were
we
going to
must
like
have
the
done.
garage.
Yeah, we must have done.
So we like leave the house, and there's just police cars everywhere. like, how many police cars do you say there were just on the main road?
Um, I think
Maybe.
like about 6, 7, or 8, maybe.
Yeah, there was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And this just kind of persisted. Like, I don't know how many hours it was before we actually went and said something.
Yeah, it was multiple because it was there for a full like a long time.
Yeah, so there's like a street what kind of went just behind our house. It just kind of dipped behind it. Um, and that whole street was just blocked off now, like for good. There's
Yeah.
police cars either side. There was no one in the cars, most of them, except the ones who were actually blockading the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and it must have been hours by this point. So we went over and we had a chat with them. The police officers were just like, "Yeah, no, there's nothing to worry about. We're just something's going on this road, and it'll be sorted soon. Don't worry about it. Can't tell you what it is, but
We're talking like 20 meters from our front door is where this blockade is.
yeah, you could see it from like the living room.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was just odd. And then Rico came home, and Rico told us that he was walking back from the library, which kind of the path he was taking would walk past the other side of the blockade, to the other side of the road that was blocked.
Yep.
And there was ambulances there. I think there's a fire engine there. There was like God knows how many police cars just parked.
Yeah, with no one in them. I think Rico took pictures. We even saw the pictures of the road.
Yeah, there's tons of cars. Like I don't know, there must be like 16 patrol cars out, right? There was just a ton of them.
Yeah, and they were all empty.
Like 3 ambulances or something, the fire engine, and then there was that one vehicle we didn't even know existed. Never even heard of it.
Yeah. I can't even remember what it's called now, but it's some sort of immediate support vehicle or something. Like, and it was for specific occasions, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a weird van that Rico saw, and he was like, I don't know what that is. So we Googled it, and it was like a response vehicle to like kind of urgent things like tourism, biohazards. I can't remember what else was there. It was like radiation threats, bombs. They're the big boys who come out.
Yeah, like serious problems. Those guys. That van is very much like a government problem.
Yeah, it was just being chilling there,
Yeah.
and not much we could really do about it. So we just kind of did his normal stuff. And how long was that road blockaded off for?
It was, I would say, 36 odd hours.
Yeah, I'd say that sounds about right. And that was kind of like all we were told. And then it came out in like it was in the news, wasn't it?
It
Like
was.
the Sheffield Star or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
local news.
And they were saying the reason the police were there to blockade off this road was because there was a guy who had gotten onto the roof of his house on one of these back streets and refused to come down, and he was like throwing tiles into the street or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So the only reason that half the police in Sheffield came out to this one road, multiple ambulances, a fire engine, and like an emergency support vehicle from the government came to this road, was because of a guy a singular guy on a roof throwing tiles off.
Yeah, who somehow managed to stay on a roof for 36 hours without having to come down.
Yeah. And also, like Joel said earlier, it was a road directly behind us. Bottom of the well. It was a road directly behind us, and yet we heard no shouting, we heard no commotion. There was no, like when Rico walked past, we checked as well. There was no policeman out on the road. All of these, like, between 8 and 16 patrol cars, each would have had 2 policemen in them. Like, where were the policemen?
Yeah. And that was kind of it. It just got brushed under the rug, didn't it? That was like, everyone was like, oh, cool, that's a crazy story. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
sorry, but there's just no chance.
There's no chance there was just nothing. That was it. Like there was only it was only a guy on a roof and that was it. There's no way.
Nothing adds up about it. Like, so why do they need that many police cars? Why do they need that many ambulances? Because I mean, no one was in the road. You know, it was all blockaded off. So the only
Yeah.
injury what could happen was from the one guy on the roof who could fall, or whatever, or like
Yeah.
police officers. But they were all standing away. You know, obviously. Well, God knows, I don't know where they were because they weren't in the street. No one could see them.
Yeah. But the only police officers you could see were the ones who were, like Joel said, barricading the road, not barricading, blockading the road. And like we weren't even allowed to walk down there because one guy was on the roof.
Yeah.
I doubt he
Yeah.
could have even thrown a tile from one side of the road to the other.
No, it's a pretty big street, isn't it? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
And we should really have prefaced this with neither of us are kind of conspiracy nuts. We don't really have any weird conspiracy theories that we even care about. It's just, this was very strange.
Yeah, like both of us we're completely uninterested in like the conspiracy theory kind of crowd. Like, it doesn't. I mean, I believe life is it really is as boring as it seems. Like,
Yeah.
these crazy stuff, it's not happening. But this is the only thing that's ever like, thrown all that on the head for me. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It was because we probably would have just believed the story if we hadn't heard that weird noise literally the day before it happened as well.
Yeah, and that's the only time we ever heard anything like that.
Yep, that was the only time.
So it
That
was
one
like
time.
2 unexplained things happened within like 12 hours of each other. Like, it's hard not to go like, maybe there's some connection between these two things.
Agreed. Because the noise on its own was a bit strange to us. It wasn't immediate like, fucking hell, that was nuts. It was just like that was weird. I didn't like that very much. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But to be followed up, like you said, by something that's also just a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, like, what was that special like response vehicle that came out? Why was that showing up for a guy on the roof? And the vehicle normally deals with things like tourism and biohazards, and so why is it showing up for some scab on a roof throwing tiles? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But that's the only explanation we got.
That was it. That's all that was ever spoke about it. I looked it up like not too long ago, and like there's just nothing on it now.
It's nuts. I think, taking conspiracy theory ideas aside, they just very much under exaggerated what happened. Something happened there, and I don't believe what they told us. I didn't know you could log on to these guys. And I think most likely case to be true is that they something was a bit more serious and they didn't want to panic people.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's just, what did we hear beforehand? Like, what was it? An escaped animal? Like, what happened there?
No idea. It's I don't know. It's something I don't think we'll ever get an answer for, and that
Yeah.
really bothers me.
Same. And weird shit just kind of followed that house. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that house. But weird stuff just followed that house all the time. Like, within what, a week of us moving there? Because you lived somewhere else for the first year. But within a week of us moving in there, a car that people had stolen, like, kind of semi-crashed outside, set on fire, and then just basically exploded right outside the house as 2 guys in full black outfits ran away.
It was a crazy house.
It was great. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the best places I've ever lived.
Yeah, very much enjoyed that place. But
more on that next time.
next time, let me just hide away in the corner.
Every time.
All right, next time. Bye bye.
Bye.